Next week, we're going to see the hype train of Ben Eubank begin. We saw Chris Eubank, I don't know if you saw, he put a tweet out recently, the last hour, saying, I'm going to be in my son's corner. Was that the tweet, Colin?
Was it really?
Yeah, which is brilliant to hear that we're going to get that part of it. We know Nigel will be involved in the build-up at some point or whenever, but to have Eubank Senior in it is big.
Let's be honest, this fight is happening, and those two and the rivalry that they've got is happening because of the dads. So it's fitting that both dads are going to be involved in the fight, because it is a fight for nostalgia. It is a fight, from the past that we're now brought into the present. So yeah, that's good, and I'm glad Chris and his dad have made up, because I know that they seem to have had the problems and stuff. So that's good to hear. As for the show and for the hype, that just adds to it. It's going to be nuts, obviously.
What are you saying in regards of two things here? How much of that Conor Benn having to make up that weight where Eubank is, and also the rehydration, which kind of limits Eubank for the next day? What do you think about those situations?
Well, I'm not a fan of rehydration clauses, to be fair. When it's, I get the IBF, it's world title fight, that's their rules, not a problem, £10. But when it's not a title fight, if you're picking a fight against a guy that's a lot bigger, you're believing that you can beat that man. Well, for me, I'm like, well, if you stick a rehydration clause on him, then you're saying you can only beat him if he's not able to be what he would be against somebody else's own weight normally. So you're kind of cheapening value of your win if he was to win. But I also heard, I'm sure, that Eubank said that he only puts on about £8-9 anyway. So really, if that's the case, then it doesn't really make any difference. So crack on. The question for me is, does Eubank stay strong getting to 160? Because in his last fight, it's also the first time I've looked at him and thought, you look old. So I don't know. Ben's going to go in there swinging, guns blazing. I don't know what he walks around at. He's not really been a puncher at light middleweight when he's boxed, that sort of weight a couple of times. I don't know. It's interesting. It's one of those fights where you think that the bigger man should win and he should be able to do a job on him, but the pace and intensity that Conor Benn's going to bring as well, it could catch him. It's not like now how it was before, where you looked at Eubank and thought he's got a granite chin, and he's just a machine, and he's not going to get chinned. Now you've seen him get chinned. It takes away that aura and that sturdiness that you look at fighters with. So it generally could go either way.